Hello dear learners, today we are going to talk about the thyroxine and antithyroid drug that we are on thyroid feedback loop. In our earlier videos, we have covered how thyroid hormones are getting synthesized and secreted. So, we are going to talk about today in this video about the feedback loop, that is how they are getting regulated. So, this just for brushing up the revision, this is the magnified form, like where hypothalamus, which is situated next to thalamus, this hypothalamus and pituitary, and next to pituitary is thyroid. So along this axis from hypothalamus, pituitary to thyroid, how this axis is connected, how this hypophyseal portal system is acting as a bridge between this pituitary gland and hypothalamus, that we are going to see today. This you can see hypothalamus and pituitary both are connected by infundibulum. This is the connecting link between hypothalamus and pituitary, and this hypophyseal portal system, which we have mentioned in the secretion of thyroid hormones, we will just see it in elaborative form, like this neurons, whatever we discussed in our earlier video, neurons which synthesize TRH, that is thyrotropin releasing hormone. This hypothalamus, this is the part of hypothalamus, this is pituitary, and this again it is connected to thyroid gland. So this is the axis, hypothalamus, pituitary and thyroid axis, and this is the hypophyseal portal system. This is the network of arteries, capillaries, which you can see. This neurons which synthesize trophic hormone, they release them into the capillaries. See, you can see here the neurons, they release the hormone into these capillaries, blue colored structure. These portal vessels carry this trophic hormone directly to the anterior pituitary. Now this is the posterior part, this is the anterior part. From the neurosecretory cells, whatever the hormone is getting secreted, it is released into the capillaries, blue colored capillaries, and hypophyseal portal system will continue to the anterior pituitary. These portal vessels will carry this trophic hormone to the anterior pituitary and these endocrine cells. Now this is known as master endocrine gland, pituitary. See these endocrine cells, whatever are there inside, the purple colored cells, these will release their hormone through the stimulation. That means they will carry TRH, that is thyrotropin releasing hormone, thyrotropin releasing hormone. By attaching it onto the endocrine cell receptors, they will stimulate endocrine cells to produce TSH, that is thyroid stimulating hormone. So this thyroid stimulating hormone is getting produced, and this will get released into the circulation, and this will reach to respective target organs. So this mucoskeletal muscles in mammary glands, thyroid glands, adrenal cortex, ovaries, testes, these are different various endocrine glands which are secreting the hormones. So this our prime aim is thyroid gland. So this TSH, once it is released into the circulation, it will act on the thyroid gland. This TSH again will get attached on the endocrine cell receptors which are present at the endocrine gland and endocrine gland cell surface, and they will stimulate this endocrine cells, thyroid gland cells, to produce the thyroid hormones, that is T3 triiodothyronine and T4 thyroxine. Now in presence of stress situations or cold in infants, like this hypothalamus, whatever we have seen the first part, hypothalamus is secreting TRH, that is thyrotropin releasing hormone. This will reach to anterior pituitary. Anterior pituitary, this pituitary endocrinal cells will secrete the TSH, that is thyroid stimulating hormone, and thyroid, this will reach to thyroid glands, the receptors present at the cell surface of the thyroid gland, and this will secrete T3 and T4. Now this is the process taking across this axis, hypothalamus, pituitary and thyroid axis. Now how this is okay. This is the concept, or this way the hormone is getting synthesized, secreted. But what is with respect to feedback loop? What happens means when there are certain conditions such as stress or cold, there is the deficiency of thyroid hormones. Now, how this thyroid gland comes to know that I have to stop the secretion of thyroid hormones? Now there is excess of thyroid hormones. So all these things we are going to see into the feedback loop. Now this thyroid hormones, this is the negative feedback loop. This hypothalamus, pituitary, thyroid. Once there is excess of thyroid hormone, this free T4 which is getting converted into T3 form. Now this T4 is inactive, so it will get converted into T3 form. So this free T4 will again get to pituitary, or from there to hypothalamus. Now this excess level of thyroid hormones, hypothalamus will sense. Hypothalamus will send the message to pituitary that now there is excess of thyroid hormones. Now this pituitary will again stop the secretion of TSH, and in turn thyroid gland will not receive the signals for synthesizing or secreting the thyroid hormones. But when there is deficiency of thyroid hormones, again the efficiency level or the less levels of thyroid hormones are sensed by the hypothalamus. It will get the signal, or it will pass the signal to pituitary. There will be no TRH, it will pass the signal to pituitary, there will be no TSH, and there will be no T3 and T4 hormones. So this is through wordings I have written thyroid feedback loop. Hypothalamus will sense the low levels of T3 and T4. When there is deficiency of thyroid hormones, hypothalamus will sense this deficiency and it will send the message of TRH. Now as you all know, this hypothalamus is responsible for secreting TRH, that is thyrotropin releasing hormone. This thyrotropin releasing hormone will send the message to pituitary. This TRH will send the message to pituitary gland to produce TSH. Now as you all know, this pituitary gland which is responsible for secretion of TSH, this pituitary will get the message, now we are supposed to be ready for the synthesis and secretion of TSH. So this pituitary will send the message of these TSH to again thyroid gland. This thyroid get message to increase the production and release of T3 and T4. That means thyroid gland will synthesize thyroid hormones and it will release, and these thyroid hormones once released, they will have their various functions, or they will perform their various functions which are there. So the functions also we are going to see in the next video of this thyroxine and antithyroid drugs chapter. And once the production and release is increased, blood levels of thyroid hormones will increase. And now what will happen once the blood level increases? So when there is increased level, hypothalamus will receive again the information that now thyroid hormones are in excess. Then this hypothalamus will communicate it to pituitary gland through TRH again. Then pituitary through TSH will send a message to the thyroid gland to slower down the production of thyroid hormones. And this way the cycle will continue. This deficiency of thyroid hormones will send the signal to hypothalamus. Hypothalamus will send the message through TRH. Pituitary will increase the secretion of TSH. TSH will send the message to thyroid, and the secretion and production and secretion is increased. Now once the levels are very high, again this high levels of thyroid hormones will again be intimated to hypothalamus, and hypothalamus through TRH will send the message to the pituitary. Pituitary will again through TSH will send the message to the thyroid that you are now supposed to slow down or stop the production of thyroid hormones. So this way this cycle will continue. This is called as feedback loop. So when there are high levels of hormones, it will inhibit. When there are low levels of hormones, it will stimulate the production of thyroid hormones. And the normal levels will give the negative feedback. This once they achieve the normal level which is into the circulation, it will give the negative feedback and hormone secretion will stop. High levels of thyroid hormones inhibit the synthesis and secretion of thyroid. Low levels of thyroid hormones will stimulate the synthesis and secretion of thyroid hormones, and normal level will give the negative feedback. So this was with respect to positive feedback. This is with respect to negative feedback. Negative feedback will stop the secretion of thyroids, and positive feedback according to the need will send a message to the hypothalamus, and accordingly the actions will take place along the hypothalamus, pituitary and thyroid axis. So this hormone regulation is done this way. With this we finish with the thyroid feedback loop. Thank you.